Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-October 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I did get one of these doodads that records overhead. It still is a work in progress because I'm planning to move my filming to another room within the next few weeks, and it's casting shadows. I have to record at night because they're doing work outside. So anyway, you don't need to know about all of that, but this is a shadow and that's a shadow. At first I thought this was like a stain or something, but it's actually a shadow when I moved it. But at least you'll be able to see the cards, as I lay them out. So that's good. And I took away all the other things that were in the way so that it's more, visible, that kind of thing. So I hope that you enjoy this more. And I'm still, like I said, I'm kind of working on this. This little thing didn't come with any instructions, and something doesn't seem quite right. But like even now, I'm thinking, you're probably thinking, oh, I still can't see it. Maybe if I put it down a little bit more, I could certainly do that. But then you can't see these cards. So, oh well. I'm just going to this is kind of an experiment. So anyway, okay. So the heart of the matter is the the Seven of Pentacles. And this is a card of waiting for what you have invested in to pay off. And this is the Farmer's card. That's why they show it like that, with the growth of something. But of course, because we're not just getting literal about it, we're not just talking about a crop, or even if you were making an investment, because pentacles can relate to money matters. Of course, it could be if you've invested money in something and you're waiting to see if you're going to get those dividends the way that you want them to be. And as you go into the month of October, actually, I was thinking about dividends. I don't know what house that would represent. Maybe the 8th house, money that is not that you haven't worked for directly. But I would always say the 2nd house, and that's for you. That's going to be Scorpio. So Scorpio season. Going into November, but also that full moon in your opposite sign of Aries coming on the 20th of the month. Now that is a little bit, I'm going to be doing an end of the month reading, so that's more at that time, but I can still, reference it because I probably won't be posting videos until about then for that period of time for the end of the month. But that can affect even your love life, because that's your opposite sign. So that could be the house that you rule, the 7th house. So if you have been that's actually the marriage house, so it's more of a commitment based relationship. But if you have been in a relationship and you feel like it just isn't evolving, you may finally say, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's people, I think, don't realize how Libra individuals can become quite resolute when they want to. You may waver a lot and you may not take that step initially, but when you decide that you're going to do something, you will do it. You will take that action. And I think you will also use your intellect to say, hey, the cost-benefit ratio, whatever that is for you. And if you've invested a lot of time, the pentacles to me can be anything that you have put in energy-wise into a situation. Are you getting back from that situation? Or is it draining you? In the past position, we have the Star card. Now, this could be the sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is a sign that is involved with, it's also, well, it's an air sign, but it's also involved with hopes and wishes. This is the, you think about your dreams that you have, and you may have felt that you have had something recently that has given you hope, but you still are not sure. Hey, is this thing paying off the way that I had hoped for? And is it something that I can count on? And sometimes that is something that can feel disappointing if you had this high hopes for something and you're still waiting to see if this is really what you had hoped it would be. The higher message is the Sun card, and this is a card of pretty much all things good. So this is a card of joy, a card of, you see the child, and that's can be literal children, but it can also be the inner child, the joy that comes from creativity. This is a card of creativity, success, healing, and this kind of thing. And maybe some of you are dealing with health matters and you're waiting to feel better. And perhaps you had an initial success and you're still kind of like doing what, putting into yourself that kind of, effort that you have to do. Obviously, if you're trying to heal, you have to be involved in that effort. And this card, as the higher message, I think is about doing anything. First of all, it might be a good omen for that, but also as long as you're putting in the effort, I would say, with the Seven of Pentacles. But on top of that, I think it's a card of just embracing creativity and things like that, maybe, and letting go and being, and just having more embracing joy in your life. So in terms of love matters, it can be the same thing. It can be this sense of you being able to find somebody that really is a lot of fun, rather than a relationship that's just kind of convenience, or maybe, and you could even say, like, if you have a child with somebody and you're just going through the motions because that's what you have, how you're linked to this person. So these kinds of things can lend themselves to that sort of situation. But the Sun card talks about success and some kind of and it's also a card of prosperity as well. So if you have invested in something, it may be saying that you are destined to experience that success. What crosses you is the Three of Pentacles. And you know what? I think too, like, if you're trying to have a child, or your partner is trying to have a child, there may be some kind of an issue with conception. And because I would say with the Star card, like, if you have kind of been hoping for some kind of I don't know if I'd say miracle, but something to make it happen for you, then perhaps even though you've been trying, you might not have succeeded thus far. It may not be the right time for you for whatever reason. With the Seven of Pentacles, there might be this period where you had, maybe it's like a waiting period in order for it to happen. Yeah, I think that that might be what's happening for some of you, because I do have the Queen of Cups in the final, as the final card. But also, I would say too that other people may not be cooperating when you're trying to achieve something, and you have to be okay with that. And that is very difficult for Libra, because you want everybody on the same page. You know, you're a card that is a great team player, and you just, that's just how you're wired, to be very oriented that way. But sometimes you just have to accept the fact that not everyone is going to be on the same page. So anyway, what is coming in is the Seven of Wands, and this is a card to me of kind of like, it's not so much asserting yourself as defending yourself, as standing your ground. And I would even say like declaring your right to something. So let's say this is some kind of a business that you have started, that you are trying to see if this is going to, you know, turn a profit. The Sun card would suggest that yes, that is the case. But there, I wonder if there are other people, maybe they're ex-co-workers, or people that are connected to you somehow that are not cooperating, that are not really on your side. And you have to be the one to be very clear about protecting your creative property or whatever it is. So I don't really understand that and what that might entail. Maybe you know specifically if this card feels right for you, because these may be people that you could call kind of haters, like people who don't want to see you win for some reason. And I think of them as coworkers because the Three of Pentacles can be that type of card, but perhaps there's some other possibility for it. People that, you know, I was thinking of like frenemies. I don't know. I don't really know like how this would come about. But I guess what I would say is that if there's any kind of a smear campaign or trying to, you know, drag your name through the mud for whatever reason, that you are going to not be your typical diplomatic self. Well, it's not really about lack of diplomacy. It's just that you're going to tell it like it is. And because with the wands, there is a real assertion of the self. And this is an important thing to note, because you may be doing something independent of something else, you know, that you typically do. So maybe it's even if you are still working in an office environment and starting a business on the side, it might be saying that these are not people to trust, that these are not people that are going to be supportive. And so maybe you have to do your own thing. The number 7 can be a solitary number, and you have 2 7s here. So you might be, you know, starting some kind of business on your own. If you have Mars in the 12th house, if you have personal plants in the 12th house, you may just enjoy doing things behind the scenes and not really divulging. Or if you have Mercury in Scorpio, just doing things on your own, strategizing. The outcome is the Queen of Cups. This is a card of motherhood, also a card of creativity. This is very psychic, very healing energy. There might even be like a woman who is, somebody who can help you that is like this for whatever reason. Maybe she is a mentor, somebody that you can turn to as a mentor to help you if you are starting your own business, whether it's creative or in the healing arts field, and she has answers or she has connections for you. Because with the Seven of Wands, maybe you feel like you're kind of cornered in some way. I don't know why, but sometimes when we are trying to better ourselves, it seems like that's when the demons start to, wake up again. And they're kind of like, no, and they don't want to see people succeeding. So we have to sometimes keep our own counsel and not be too, what they say, loose lips sink ships, and just doing things ourselves. The Queen is in a position of authority. She knows her stuff, and she's also very intuitive. So she knows what is the right move to make at the right time. So maybe this is an aspect of you that is ready for your next step, and you're kind of stepping into your own power. But there's a very feminine, flexible kind of an energy attached to it too, which is nice. Okay, that's what I have for you, Libra. Happy birthday for those of you who are still awaiting yours. And if you have not worked with me before, I would love to do a chart reading for you. I have a special, which is a double reading called the Deep Dive reading, and I do an hour of analyzing your chart and an hour of upcoming transits for the next year. So that's always nice around your birthday. And I have other types of readings. The link is below to my website. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.